Every 3 years, the best sailors on the planet compete in the world's toughest offshore challenge, the Volvo Ocean Race.
1, 2, go!
Tense.
For the 12th edition, 7 teams left Alicante, Spain, to cross 4 oceans and 5 continents over 9 months. It is the ultimate endurance test that all professional sailors dream of doing.
It's just relentless.
With a fleet solely composed of the Volvo Ocean 65, a boat designed to take on the most grueling offshore race. Crews are pushed to the limit in a competition that has never been closer. Battling 24/7, fighting storms, and defying the worst that Mother Nature can throw at them.
You get a beating out there.
Pushing the crews to a place where there is only a thin margin between winning the leg
Nice, very nice.
or losing it all.
Holy shit, I can't believe this. I can't actually believe this happened.
This is their story. After 3 weeks at sea, the fleet arrive in Newport, USA. It's been a challenging leg, 6,000 miles of super close racing. The Franco-Chinese crew of Dongfeng beat their closest rivals, Abu Dhabi, by just 3 minutes and 25 seconds.
In my life, of sailor, I think this is my favorite leg to win. At the end, we would have preferred a finish more easy with Abu Dhabi 1 mile behind, but at the end, the fight was fantastic, and because we won it, the victory is amazing.
This race is just giving me so many memories. The close finish in Auckland, the rounding at Cape Horn, and again this close finish in Newport will stay with me for a long time.
Leg 6 of the 9-month Volvo Ocean Race took the 6 boats north around the corner of Brazil. The crews were in sight of each other most of the way. Dongfeng's stunning victory kept their chances of winning the entire race alive over leaders Abu Dhabi, while Team Brunel consolidated their 3rd overall.
Ladies and gentlemen, Team Brunel!
Mapfre, the Spanish team, came 4th under co-skipper Xavi Fernandez. For the Turkish-American Alvi Medica, arriving in Newport was a homecoming. Nick Dana grew up in this sailing town.
It was a tough leg, and in the end, we're pretty happy to be home in Newport. It's incredible, and really love the hearty welcome that we got from everybody out here at 3 in the morning.
Before taking a break with their families, the teams have a key bit of paperwork to fill out. Race director Jack Lloyd is the man who has to make sure everything complies with the rules.
Sci-fi, how are you, mate? Good to see you. Welcome. Well done, eh?
While some crews relax, others are keen to get the formalities over with.
Good. Oh, 1 minute, yeah. You want to go? What we're doing here, we're just using this electronic form of a piece of paper, really, and it has a list of questions. There's about 7 questions on there about different rules. If they're happy that they've complied with all those rules. We have a comments box that they can write anything that they don't feel comfortable about or that we may not know about. We ask them little things that might have happened on board, things that were interesting, and then they sign and date it. Great, thanks.
A few hours later, Team SCA wake up to one of the magnificent sights that racing day and night at sea offers the sailors.
It's been a beautiful morning. I guess it's probably one of the nicest sunrises we've had so far in the race. Hopefully we'll keep this breeze, and up ahead I can see another breeze line coming, so hopefully within 4 or 5 hours we will be docking in Newport. Yeah.
Do you think everyone looks like a little bit like a pink Smurf?
Although the all-women team is in 6th place, they've captured the hearts of race fans around the world. Magenta is in.
Tend to have a habit of coming in at 4 in the morning, so we're quite happy that we're coming in the middle of the morning here in Newport with great weather, and there's loads of people here, so we're really grateful that everybody came out to welcome us in. And and generally the leg's just been amazing, amazing sailing. This is what I thought we'd be doing when I signed up to do the Volvo Ocean race.
We had a fantastic first week where we were the pace setters and we were really on top of our game, and then that first Saturday we watched them sail away and we couldn't react, and so we were a bit frustrated and we had to sail the final 2 weeks on our own.
Just coming to the US, it's like coming home, and I think the whole team really appreciates it. We arrived here last year and the welcome was great, and so everybody's really looking forward to spending some time in town.
And of course the skipper from the UK, Sam Davies, Team SCA!
With all the boats now in Newport, it's time for the shoreside team to service and maintain these highly technical racing machines. This is the realm of Nick Bice, king of the Boatyard.
So in Newport, Rhode Island, fantastic to have our Boatyard tent and our Boatyard crew and the team and all the teams here in Newport, and such a close finish with all the boats. We're fully hit the ground running here, got 35 guys and girls on the ground. Servicing the boats, get them back into good shape. We have 4-day maintenance period, which is quite short. A lot different this stopover. The fact that the boats are staying in the water, the fact that you're not pulling the mast out of the boats, or we're not with the teams. So it's a bit more relaxed. You tend to lose a lot of time doing that, going through that process.
Not lifting the boats out of the water sets different challenges for the in-house Volvo shore crew and the competitor's own specialists.
We will do some of the maintenance in the water, which we normally do on the heart. So we have a little dinghy next to the boat, 2 boys working in it to do the polishing, and also underwater a little bit of cleaning up and tidy up. Now we have to winch somebody up the mast to do a repair, to do a modification, to do maintenance. Well, normally the mast is on the heart and he can do everything alone, and now you need suddenly 4 guys. You save the work of taking the mast off, but you will lose the time by putting people up or down.
The whole idea of the design and the servicing was the boats could do 10,000 miles without a service. So from Brazil to here is roughly 5,000. And we've got 3,000 to get across the ditch. So the next big service is in Lisbon. This is just a bit of a check-in, to tell you the truth. And from what we've seen, we could chuck the sails back on the boat and they could head off across the Atlantic tomorrow.
Whole leeward side of the rig is quite damaged, so we can only do sail on port tack.
This tough round-the-world race is not always kind to the sailing and shore crews.
Daily grind in the stopovers does get quite monotonous by this time of the race, and the last stopover it brought something new. It was the broken mast with Dongfeng, and we had some huge logistical things to get through, and then obviously we had the mission of getting that rig dressed along with the Dongfeng shore crew. And then we had another issue with one of the mast on Matfra and required to pull the rig out. But we just rallied along with their shore crew, had the rig out, had it on the ground for 36 hours, got it back in the boat, did the repairs that were needed, and they were off on the leg in good shape. We've inspected the repair that we've done here and it's 100%.
As the fleet heads back to Europe towards the finish in Sweden, the stopovers become shorter and Nick has to plan for much faster turnarounds.
Logistically, it's a bit of a mission and we need to be bang on with our planning. So we're going to have not the full Boatyard crew all at one time. We have a few people around different places at different times to ensure that when the boats do arrive, we're fully up and running. But at the back end of the stopover, we have to get it down, ready to go to the next stop. So it is a bit of a mission, but fortunately, from what took 3 or 4 days to build initially, this is now in a day and a half, fully up and running, and we've just gained those efficiencies from doing the same thing every stopover.
4,000 miles away in Italy, Team Vestas Wind is also on a mission to rebuild their boat after their Leg 2 disaster.
You leave the boat on the reef, you chop it up, you know, these were never options for us that anyone wanted. So it was like, can we get back into the race? Can we rebuild the boat and our program? And yes, it's only 6 days of racing, but there are legs, there are points. But to me, it's more about, we had a program with great potential, and then we suffer this massive blow. And then it's, can we rebuild the program to at least finish the race with a fully functioning boat program that can go on into the future. This boat will race at least another once around the world.
Having been away from the race for 5 months, the sailors need to get back into top physical shape.
The big part of it here is just to work on obviously weights, you know, try and keep our strength up, and a little bit of interval training, and sort of mix that in with try and do cardio as well, you know, in a second, you know, like a second training session a day.
History shows you that towards the end of these races you lose a lot of muscle tone, and although you're aerobically still reasonably fit, your strength is way down, so that's definitely going to help us.
But you know, we've got to work pretty hard now and make this time really pay off.
Part of the work schedule is making sure the boat measures to strict one design rules. All the Volvo Ocean 65s have to be identical.
The reality of it is for us right now, you know, since hitting Ile de Sud and then, you know, what we've been through since then, we've got to the stage now where we're looking to measure the boat. We have the race measurer, James Dad, is flying in today. We're pretty much, you know, doing the finer detailing now. We're getting the boat cleaned out, getting everything out of the boat that we need. Just really waiting for him to come through, do his walkthrough that he wants to do. Then we'll just do everything he needs to get the boat set up accordingly for measurement and hopefully weigh it tonight.
No, the guys here are working like crazy to try and get this job done as quick as they can and get Team Vestas Wind back in the race. We're all trying to do that, but at the end of the day, we're going to be picking this boat up and weighing it. If she comes in 5 kilos over the class value, over the value that's in the class rules, I'm going to look round at everyone. I'm going to say, well done guys, you tried really, really hard, but sorry, you didn't quite do it. We cannot compromise the fleet for one boat.
School children around the world have been following the Volvo Ocean race to learn about geography, the human experience and adventure. One class in the USA have become huge fans of the Turkish-American team Alvi Medica, which might have something to do with their teacher being married to the skipper.
It's a little crazy right now. We're here with Friends Academy 5th graders, and a few other schools are here at the same time on a field trip to the Newport Stopover, and we're very excited to have them. And after going all this way around the world with this entire race, to see our kids at a stopover and experiencing the half haul and the Life of the Extreme video and the exploration zone, it's really amazing.
Alvi Medica is definitely one of my favorites of the race. I mean, I'm a sailor myself, so it's really great to see these people, and I'd love to do this, grow up, live life at the extreme. It's really nice.
So this bag right here can actually feed all 9 guys for one meal. He boils the water and he pours it in here and mixes it all up, and then he puts it in bowls for each one of the guys. How would you like to eat this for
I'll try it.
We've been really fortunate as teachers at Friends Academy that we're able to take an experience like this, a very organic experience full of science and opportunities for math and geography, and we've used it for a bounce off for literacy and poetry, and we've been able to just embrace the entire experience and take it where we've wanted to. And I have to say that Alva Medica, Sail Newport, the Volvo race have been fantastic with giving us links between what they're doing. We were able to Skype with Charlie and the boys while they were out in the middle of a sail. It's been absolutely amazing.
It feels really great to see the boats for the first time. I didn't think they would actually be that big, and it's really cool. We've been tracking it for a long time, which is really good.
We have a few children who are really committed to sailing and offshore sailing, and so for them to see Charlie has been absolutely inspirational.
2, 3.
Yeah, it's amazing, you know, the amount of support we've received day in and day out here at the Race Village. I mean, on just today at practice day, it's been pretty astounding.
It's just a testament to the opportunity that we have and to be role models for these kids and to hopefully be a showcase that, you know, with a dream and a lot of hard work, anything's possible. So, you know, it's really wonderful to see.
I'm really excited, and I really hope Team Alva Medica wins. I mean, really, the end is just, it seems far away, but it's near. I mean, these guys are crazy, the things they can do.
I would love to do that because I'm a sailor. I sail 420s, and sailing is like a really big part of my life, and I think it would be cool to travel the world and go to different places and sail.
This event has always inspired young sailors. The Newport Stopover offers the chance for 5-time Volvo veteran Guillermo Altadil, who's just finished second in a two-handed round-the-world race, to catch up with his son Willie, one of the under-30 crew aboard Mapfre.
Well, I just finished my race around the world, and I don't see my son since the start of the race. And I get the opportunity to come here, see the team, see Willie, and watch the Volvo. So I miss quite a lot this race.
Normally it was the opposite. I was coming here as a guest on the last, I think it was 2005, 2002. I was always a guest.
He's very lucky to be on this team in Mapfre. We're sailing with big sailors, with the best sailors in the world, doing one of the best races in the world. I did it the first race in my life when I was 26. He's 22, so I'm very proud he started earlier. These young generations, they are learning quicker than us. When we started sailing, we were good dinghy sailors, but we don't get any experience. So these guys, they go to make a shortcut, and they will, in a few years, they will teach us for sure.
I mean, I'm following his footsteps, but not because he's my dad, because he's a good sailor, you know. Same way, because he was the closest to me when I was a kid. But I also try to follow other sailors' footsteps. But yeah, he's a good example. On these last two legs, as he was finishing the Barcelona World Race, I was crossing the Cape Horn. And when he was crossing Cape Horn, I was finishing the leg 4. So we talked to each other when I got to Auckland. And so it was pretty cool to be on the place he was a month later.
7 years ago, Willie was sailing in Optimist. And now, 7 years later, he's doing the races I did it in the beginning, the Volvo and the Whitbread. So I'm very proud, and I see he's very lucky as well, this kid, because he's sailing with the best sailors in the world, so it's a good opportunity, and he knows that.
One of the key features making the 12th edition of this race so exciting was designing and building identical boats, the Volvo Ocean 65s. Farr Yacht Design are the naval architects who drew the lines, and they've been involved with the race for the past 34 years.
Farr Yacht Design has almost always been associated with the Whitbread and then Volvo Ocean race in one form or another. Obviously, the Volvo Ocean race is the pinnacle of ocean racing, so it's something we care very deeply about and we're really proud to be part of. The race organization approached us as a potential partner for a One Design solution. And we talked with Knut and his team for quite a long time about how One Design could look and how it could be used to deliver on some of their goals.
If you look at this whole program, it was an enormous challenge to make it happen, not because of the resistance, but because the fact that we had to build 7 boats in an incredibly short time frame, make them inside a millimeter of each other and to very high quality standards. I wasn't so afraid of One Design being right or wrong, I was more afraid that we have made a mistake somehow. And I think it's been a huge test for us, and I think it works really well.
We were starting work during the previous race cycle. Contrary to a traditional build cycle where you build things in sequence, you build a hull and you put internal structure in it and then you add a deck on it and you add appendages, all of these components were built at the same time. So there was no opportunity to spread the design work over the build cycle. It all had to be done and they all had to start work and they all had to finish at the same time. So that produced an enormous challenge for all of us.
We probably had to make 3,000 decisions in a very short time frame as well. And obviously there is a chance that one of those decisions would have made wrong and we had overseen something, missed something, that there was something that was going to break on all the boats. Suddenly if it would break on one, it was going to break on all of them. That was my nightmare, that we had sort of made a clear mistake somewhere. But you always know that when you get to the real race, they're going to push 10 times more. And that's what we're seeing now. So touch wood, there's still some miles left in the race and we can have some pretty tough conditions in this leg across the Atlantic.
When the boats are sailing a leg, we're in contact with Nick and the Boatyard team. So as a boat experiences a situation, they relay it through those channels and it comes back to us for a recommendation and gets filtered back to the boat like that. So we try to stay in touch with all of those components as much as we can. One of the projects we're supporting a lot is getting Vestas back on the water. And we still have a guy that's full-time on site there, so we're not our whole family, and the Volvo Ocean race isn't its whole family, so we're sort of holding on to some of that joy for when we get to Lisbon and put the whole thing back together.
Despite having 3 of the 9 legs to go in this edition, and the next race being 2 years away, Pat and his team keep an eye on what might come down the line.
Our focus right now is twofold. It's one, getting these boats around the world in a good way, and then it's looking forward to the next race cycle. That discussion's happening right now.
We are really having a fantastic yacht race out there. People like to come and participate in it. We have more and more sailors who are contacting us who wants to be part of it. So we don't want to change now. We really want to keep it as much as the same as possible.
This is a race that we hope is going to succeed and continue for many, many more race cycles. But the challenges are so extreme that the rewards are really nice there when you get it all right.
On leg 7 of the Volvo Ocean race, crews face savage cold fronts up north. Then a tricky route south to Portugal in their final deep ocean battle across the Atlantic. These final 3 legs all point to the finish in Sweden, with legs 8 and 9 comparative sprints, but still crucial for podium positions.
It's a tough leg, it can be a windy leg, so after leg 5 for sure our first expectation is not to break anything.
Everybody will just go pedal to the metal and just go full noise, and maybe Abu Dhabi may be sailing a little bit more conservative, but I think the rest of the guys just go faster than they've ever been going before.
We can have some really bad sea states in the North Atlantic and the approaches to Lisbon, so I don't think it's one you take lightly either.
We have to cross the Atlantic. That can be very difficult. We have to be safe, we have to be quick, we have to be fast.
There's only 5,000 miles to go, basically, and that's, that's what we sailed in the last leg, but the last leg there was only 1 point available and now there's 3.
We're in the lead and we're obviously in a nice position, but we could lose the lead in 1 leg.
Next week, Knut Frostad sets the agenda for the following Volvo Ocean race.
There will always be an evolution of the route. There will always be some evolution of the boat. We will speak about that, what we're planning to do to the boat.
Team Vestas Wind work round the clock to get their boat to Lisbon.
It's about the combined effort to achieve something that's, I think, quite extraordinary, what everybody has had to go through to get us back into Lisbon.
And the fleet blasts out of Newport into the Atlantic.